Are you between 20 and 30? Are you planning to invest? Then this video's 5 points are for you. Investing in wrong place can actually flush out all your money. Not investing in the right place can actually become a useless investment. Hello and welcome back to Freedom English channel. This is Sanaram. When you start earning, the first few years, we are comfortable with whatever we earn and we just want to spend it out. But later we realize we need a better life in future. We need a big car, a big house. We need to take care of a family. So we always end up thinking we have to invest in order to make good amount of money in future. Idea is good, but the mistake what we do here is we normally end up selecting the wrong or an investment instrument which is not suitable to us. So here in this video, I am going to give you 5 points plus 3 bonus points I would say. So listen to it fully. Then you will get a clear idea how you should plan your investment when you are in between 20 and 30. And before I jump into the video, if you have not subscribed to our channel, go ahead, subscribe our channel and click the bell icon. First one, simple point. You have to foresee your future expenses. It can be anything. It can be your own marriage or can be buying a house, buying a car, or maybe you're planning for your parents' retirement. Anything it could be, but you have to foresee the future expenses which you have to do in the near future or in far future. But basically what happens here, we will be earning more and more. 21, you might be earning 15,000. Maybe 23, you are earning 30. And 26, you are earning 1 lakh. Depends. But when your income increases, your expenditure should not increase. It can increase to a level, but make sure you save because that saving is the part which will help you in investing. So without saving, you cannot invest. So whenever your income is increasing, when you actually know that I'm going to have a future expense like this, automatically you can take in some money from here and keep it aside because you know you have to save and invest a part of the savings in order to meet your future expenses. So the first point what we are going to do here is we are going to foresee or predict at least partial future expenses which we have to do. Second point, inflation. It is unavoidable. You cannot eliminate, but you can do one thing and that is beat it. What is inflation? The prices will increase. Ask your mother or your grandmother or your grandfather or your father how much they were paying for a shirt or for tomato or for any medicines 5 years, 10 years, 15 years or 20 years ago. The prices have shot up, correct? The same thing will happen in future. So basically, if you're saying, I want to invest and I want to invest for long term, I want to become rich and have a luxurious life, but I am investing or saving my money in piggy bank or maybe in fixed deposit or savings account, trust me, these three are not going to help you in beating the inflation. So where do we invest? You can invest in stock market, mutual funds or in real estate and n number of investment instruments which actually beat the inflation. So when you invest, when you are an investor, remember, you are actually losing the value for money. So make sure you invest sufficient enough and plan properly and cleverly and invest in the right investment instruments which will give you enough returns in order to beat the inflation. So inflation will happen. The only thing we can do is be ready to say that you be here, but I have enough money to beat you. And who is going to be your best friend there? Time. So remember, you can actually make good amount of returns when you're investing for a longer duration. And time will be your best friend in order to beat the inflation. Remember that, plan accordingly and then invest properly. Third point, risk. We have to take risk in order to make good amount of returns. Because we all know, the more risk you take, the more returns you get. But remember one thing, do not take risks which is above your capacity. That is a big mistake which we are doing. So basically risk is involved in our life in every moment, correct? Even when we are crossing road, we are taking risk. But what are we doing there? We look left, we look right, we look left and then we go. We make sure the passage is safe and then we move forward. So basically we are taking risk, but safer risk and we are also looking around and making sure that everything is on the safer side. Same thing we do when it comes to investing. So you can actually select mid-cap or small-cap funds if you have sufficient amount of time. You can put your money in there and wait for it to give you returns if you're in your 20s to 30s. But then if you want to take high risk, you're saying that I need high returns, so I'm going to take high risk, take it. But make sure it is your cup of coffee. whether you are capable enough to do it. Is your financial background giving you that liberty to take the high risk to get the high returns? Instead, if you pull in all the money which you have in the same place and lose it, then you're going to be zero. So we have to remember two things here. One, do not take risk above your capacity. But without risk, we cannot make returns. So plan it accordingly. And the second one, don't invest everything in same place. You have to diversify it. If one goes down, the other two or other three might compensate it. At least if it is not giving more returns, might give the same return if this has also given some returns to us. So two things here, take risk according to your appetite, and number two, never invest in the same place. Diversify it and invest. Fourth one, I'll give you an example here. So you decided to invest. One side, you're investing in the company A, and company B, you're investing some amount. Company A is actually giving you consistent returns of 15% every year. Company B gave you 50% returns in first year. Very happy, satisfied, too much of excitement. But second year, what happens is you're getting -5, which means 5% loss. Which is better? Always go for something which gives you consistent returns. Getting 50% once and getting -5 once is not a good sign. So when you're investing, invest in companies which will fundamentally give you good amount of returns and consistent returns throughout the time for long term. Else, we have to suffer being the investor. Fifth one, take care of the liquidity. Okay, let me tell you what this liquidity is. I have invested the only money which I had in the place, and my credit score is low. So no banks or non-banking financial companies are going to give me loan. My friends, they are not going to give me. So basically, my only source from where I can get the money for my emergency is from the investment. But fortunately, the liquidity of my investment is high, so I could actually convert it into ready cash immediately. Do you understand what is liquidity? So basically, the investment, if we can convert it into liquid cash immediately, then it is called highly liquidatable. If it is not like that, if it takes long period of time, if it is not something that cannot be converted into cash immediately, then the liquidity of that investment instrument is low. So when you are investing, I said you have to diversify. So make sure you also invest in investment instruments where liquidity is high. Because in times of emergency, if that is your only source, it should be there to help you because it is your money, correct? And why did you earn and why did you invest? In order to help yourself in the future. So make sure at least 1 or 2 investments, when you invest, the liquidity is high. So if you're in your 20 to 30 and you have planned to invest, these 5 points should be in your mind. As I mentioned in the beginning, if your investment is done in the wrong place, you will lose all the money. But if you're investing not in the right place, that investment might not be helpful to you in the future as you thought it might be. And now I'm going to give you 3 bonus points. If you're planning to invest, first one, invest consistently, which means continuously. Don't invest for 1 month or 2 months and stop it there. When you're investing continuously, the amount of return which you will get will be sufficient enough to meet your needs in the future. And take the help, or I would say, drain the benefit from power of compounding as much as possible. What is power of compounding? Principal earns interest and then your interest earns interest. And one example of that is SIP mutual funds. So you are going to invest every month, which means continuously, and the interest that is being done here is calculated on compounded basis. So you get compounded interest here, which means during a long time, the tenure, as I mentioned here, time is actually your best friend. You can actually make good amount of returns. So this is my first bonus point. The second one, become debt free as much as possible before starting investing. Because what happens here, you have a personal loan with a big interest or maybe a credit card loan with big interest. So basically you are investing in the right place, everything is done properly and you are making returns. But what happens here? Returns come here, but you have to pay the interest on the other side for the loans which you have taken. So basically nothing goes inside your pocket nor for your leisure and for your use. So make sure before investing or before planning for bigger investments, you should actually plan of becoming debt free. Because we don't want to stand in front of someone and pay interest there. We want to be someone who invests money and gets interest and lives a lavish life. Remember that. And the third one here is have an emergency fund. Emergency fund is a must. 6 months without job, if you can carry your life just like that with no problem, that corpus is called emergency fund. Example, if Tina requires 15,000 per month to cover all her expenses. So 15 into 6 is the Tina's emergency corpus. So she has to make sure she has that on place. And why should we keep emergency fund, health insurance, savings, everything on place is because investment is something which we are doing with a plan in our head. When it comes to saving, you need not have any reasons to save. You save because you should save. But when it comes to investing, we invest in long term or in short term or in mid term with low risk or high risk. Why? Because it is linked to a purpose, which is our first point. We said, correct, we should understand or foresee our future expenses. So basically, your long term investment is linked with some goal or some expense of yours. If that should not get disturbed, all these three should be on place, which is emergency fund, health insurance and savings. Work on these and then plan your investments. Nothing can take you away from the goals or the desires or anything which you wish, which you have planned around this investment. Because when you get the returns, you will be someone who is debt free, who will get the returns in your hand, can actually use it for the purpose which you want to use. So with this point, I conclude my video. If you believe it will be beneficial for others, go ahead and share. And in case if you are not subscribed to our channel, subscribe our channel and click the bell icon. And Freedom app should be on your phone. Freedom app is divided into three vast categories: business, farming, personal finance. Are you someone who wants to earn more money, learn how to manage it, how to double it by investing, how correctly to borrow money? Everything, even more, is covered in personal finance. And you have farming. You love farming, but you don't have anyone to teach you. We will teach you. Means the mentors inside the Freedom app are going to teach you. N number of mentors are there. Same thing applies to business. 900 plus courses, so many mentors who have shared their life journey with you. All you have to do is watch the courses, whichever you like. Learn from the mentors completely, A to Z, everything from investment to how to grow it, to how to reinvest it, branding, marketing, everything. Implement it in your life and change your life. And I would say at least start changing your life, and slowly you will reach the place where you are going to teach people how your business or farming or your money managing skills has reached the top notch now. And with this point, this wonderful video comes to an end. I'll catch you again in the next video. Until then, you guys take care and bye-bye.